Hi everyone, what's up? Joshua here with Alternative Brewing, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of our favorite cold brewers available, the Delta Cold Drip Coffee Maker. This was a big success on the project funding site Kickstarter, and the team at Delta Coffee Tools have gone and solved one of the biggest dilemmas in making cold brew coffee. That usually puts people off consistently making cold drip coffee time after time. Now, this may just look like any other drip brewer, except for one small and instrumental feature, and that is that the Delta Cold Drip is a completely tapless system, and over the course of the brewing remains at a constant reliable flow, removing the hassle of having to adjust a drip rate altogether and brewing delicious bitter-free cold brew coffee easier in the process. Now, if you want to shop the Delta Cold Drip, you can by following this link right here. Let's dive in now though, brew a batch of cold brew coffee and see how simple it has become. So to get started brewing at the capacity of the Delta Cold Drip, we're going to need 50 grams of ground coffee to 600 mils of chilled filtered water. I would recommend staying on the coarser side of a medium grind to avoid any mess from a backflow or weak coffee. The Delta Cold Drip uses a 50 micron fine stainless steel mesh filter, which I found does an exceptional job of filtering out the grounds from your final brew. This is also removable for easy cleaning later on. Next, we're going to add our grounds into the coffee basket and then place a paper filter on top of your grounds. Now, we do field a lot of questions as to why we do this. It's simply to help the water drips disperse over the surface of the bed of coffee rather than dripping a hole straight down through the middle. It'll help get all the grounds wet, eliminating the possibility of any dry patches later on. But as a further measure to help the cold brew get started, you could kind of call it a pre-infusion of cold drip coffee. It is to wet the filter and the grounds here with a little bit of water prior to getting those drips started. And once that's done, all we have left to do is fill each consecutive water tray with 200 mils of water and then place them one on top of the other. Now each tray is identical, and then when stacked on top of each other, create the full water tower. And that's it, it's already started dripping through. Now, my discovery with this is you can absolutely set your watch to it, with a cold brew on the Delta Cold Drip taking 3 hours to complete. What I love about the modular design is you could go a 400 ml or even a 200 ml single serve quite easily, or get your hands on a few extra trays and go big. So rather than having one large container filled with 600 mils of water, that slowly loses pressure at the weight of the water, that reduces down on the point of where it drips out. And then oftentimes you come back only after a few hours to find your brewer has completely stopped dripping. This is where the Delta Cold Drip divides and conquers. How it works to keep a consistent drip rate without having any sort of mechanism is that those trays, each with a tiny hole at the bottom, are stacked to create that full water tower. And with the top two trays, they keep that bottom tray full, so at the point of where it drips out, you have a consistent amount of water in that bottom for at least the first 2/3 of the entire brew, keeping it super consistent on the drip rate, and that last dish to empty doesn't seem to have any issues at all. So once finished dripping, you can pour and serve immediately, enjoying a coffee straight over ice as I will do, or add it with some milk or even to your favorite cocktail. Place the cold brew in the fridge for up to 2 weeks for a quick and delicious caffeine hit at your own convenience. Now, there are some areas inside the purview you'll want to accommodate for in using the Delta Cold Drip. I had mentioned filtered water is going to be the best in using this, but the reality is that any water will be okay, but not all water is equal. So if you do find that that drip rate has randomly stopped, it may be the cause of small particles that have found their way into blocking the holes. And I've found you can either start it again by just tapping those holes to remove any stoppages, but then there's sometimes even just an air bubble that may have formed over the drip holes, causing this to happen. And another way around this is to underfill that bottom tray, but keep those top 2 trays full, and this will slow the overall drip rate down again to extend that brew time. And cleaning the Delta Cold Drip just involves a gentle wash of all those water containers and that glass carafe. That filter is also removable to be able to give this a good rinse out each time you brew, and then dry everything before placing it all back together. And that's the Delta Cold Drip Coffee Maker for you. Now, it's about time that there's a cold drip brewer out there that keeps it super simple. So you basically just need to add your grounds, fill your water up, and there's nothing more to do. Taking the hassle out of making a delicious drink everyone can be enjoying all year round. That's bloody good. So if you have any questions on the Delta Cold Drip, throw them in the comment section down below and we'll get straight back to you. Don't forget to hit that little bell icon on your screen, and then that way you stay notified when we bring out new videos just like this every week. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.